welcome back from that very short break. Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress says the state government cannot fault the party state chairperson's claim that Edo states have been pushed below the poverty line. To address his claim, Jared Tanebe, who suffers verbal attack and since making the statement says the poor rural dwellers cannot afford Android phones or data and watch pay-per-view TV. Former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Bode George, has said ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar must wait until 2031 if he is so ambitious to run for president again. George in a statement stated that power would not return to the north, where Atiku is from, until 2031. But in a swift reaction, Atiku's media advisor, Paul Ibe, knocked George, describing his comment as insensitive and premature. The federal government has appealed to the members of the National Association of Resident Doctors to call off their 7-day warning strike. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, made the call in Kaduna during a visit to the National Eye Center. According to Alausa, negotiations are ongoing to ensure the safety of their kidnapped colleague, Dr. Ganiyat Popola. The Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that a group of Polish students and a lecturer detained in Nigeria have been released. The University of Warsaw students were arrested earlier this month in Kano after being accused of raising Russian flags during anti-government protests. The protest, which began on August 1st, drew tens of thousands of Nigerians, major youths, into the streets, fueled by widespread discontent over President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms. Over now to the federal government has appealed to members of the National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, to suspend their ongoing 7-day warning strike. The plea comes as efforts are intensified to secure the release of Dr. Ganiyat Popola, a Kaduna-based doctor who has been in captivity for nearly 9 months. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, during a visit to the National Eye Center in Kaduna, stressed that the government is actively negotiating to ensure Dr. Popola's safe return. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adegboyega Otedola has expressed concern over the rise in incidents of drugs and human trafficking threatening the maritime sector. Oyetola stated this at a maritime security conference organized by the Maritime Security Providers Association of Nigeria and alumni of the Maritime Academy of Nigeria. The Niger State Police Command has assured residents of the state of their safety, despite recent uncovering and destruction of explosive devices. The command spokesman Wasiu Abiodun gave the assurance in a statement in which he said there was no critical threat of any kind targeted at any public area or infrastructure in Niger State. Abiodun was reacting to the uncovering of bombs and an improvised explosive device by the police and other security agencies in some local government areas in the state, which were later destroyed. A 36-year-old Nigerian, Olukayode Ojo, is facing a 5-year jail term in Texas, United States, after being found guilty of making false statements to obtain a certificate from the Federal Aviation Administration. U.S. Attorney Robert Thurstar announced Ojo's conviction through a statement on the agency's official website, revealing that Ojo had been attempting to obtain a medical certificate necessary for piloting a commercial passenger aircraft, which led to his conviction on August 16, 2024. Zamfara State Police Command has condemned the killing of one of its officers, Haliru Liman, who was shot and killed by military personnel. The command demanded a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident and ensure that those responsible were brought to book. In a statement issued to newsmen, the command spokesperson, ASP Yazad Abubakar, says the command was deeply disturbed by the senseless killing of Liman, who was, until his death, the divisional police officer in charge of Wasungu Division in Kebbi State. As part of measures to safeguard public health, and Delta State government called on members of the public to exercise caution and patronize only registered and licensed medicine shops. The Delta State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onajeme, made the call during an ongoing field monitoring exercise of the State Task Force on counterfeit and fake drugs and unwholesome processed foods in Sapele. represented by the chairman of Delta State Task Force on Counterfeit and Fake Drugs and Unwholesome Processed Food, Ese Ekumalo. The commissioner stated that from its numerous inspections conducted so far in 2024 alone, over 50 illegal medicine shops have been closed down. You're watching News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, where News Express returns. 82 Nigerians awarded UK Chevening Commonwealth scholarships. Details of this and more right after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Express. Thank you for staying with us. On our foreign decks now, a senior Chinese military official warned the United States to stop collision with Taiwan, while top White House aide Jake Sullivan stressed the importance of stability in the tense strait in a rare one-on-one meeting, both sides said. Sullivan arrived in Beijing, the first U.S. national security advisor to visit China since 2016, for 3 days of talks with Foreign Minister Wang Yi and other high-ranking officials. The visit came as China became embroiled in security rows with U.S. allies, Japan, and the Philippines. The European Union Foreign Affairs Chief Joseph Borrell has asked the 27 EU member states to impose sanctions on Israeli government members. The proposed sanctions targeted Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich and National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir. DPA learned from EU officials shortly before an EU foreign ministers meeting today. A readout from China's foreign ministry says Chinese leader Xi Jinping has met with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Beijing as the two countries press ahead on stabilizing communications in their increasingly contentious relationship. The meeting was the capstone of the three-day trip, and that also saw Sullivan hold talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Central Military Commission Vice Chairman Zhen Zhengying, the first meeting between a U.S. official and Chinese military figure in that role since 2018, said China's commitment to the goal of a stable, healthy, and sustainable China-U.S. relationship remains unchanged. Israel's military says it killed 5 terrorists who had hidden in a mosque in the second day of its operation in the West Bank. It came after the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called on Israel to stop its operation, calling it deeply concerning. Israel began a counterterrorism operation in 4 areas of the occupied West Bank with at least 9 people killed. Hamas said 6 fighters died in Jenin, one of 4 Palestinian cities targeted by the Israeli military. At least 3 people have been killed after a typhoon hit southern Japan on Thursday morning, sparking fears of flooding, landslides, and intensive damage to buildings. Disaster Management Minister Yoshifumi Matsura said the typhoon could cause unpredicted levels of violent winds, high waves, storm surge, and heavy rain. The authorities have issued evacuation orders to millions of residents due to territorial rain and strong winds of up to 180 mph. In sports now, China have finally submitted a formal offer to Victor Osimhen after several months of the Nepalese striker being linked with the Premier League. According to transfer expert Golunka Marzo, the Blues have presented an official bid to the player's agent Roberto Calenda, who, while formal talks with Napoli are expected to have began on Wednesday, Osimhen has already informed Napoli of its desire to leave, and it remains to be seen if all parties can reach an agreement before the August 31st transfer deadline. Still on sports, Enyimba International has released a list of 13 players who have left the club since the collision of the 2023-24 Nigerian Premier League. The management of the People's Elephant has expressed deep gratitude to the players for their dedication and contributions to the club, adding that their efforts played a vital role in the club's journey and that they will always be remembered as valued members of the Enyimba family. Goalkeeper Olurialekan Ojo topped the list that also compared strikers Chijoke Mbaoma, Desmond Ojetefan, Chizozie Jeliku, and Njomere Chisom, Anthony Okachi, Chubuke Nwanwu, and James Orasanyo. Kenneth Chukwu Agu has extended his contract with Nigerian Premier Football League champions Rangers. Agu signed a 2-year contract extension with the Flying Antelopes. Agu netted once in his 2 CAF Champions League appearances for the Flying Antelopes this season. Rangers will face Anglican side Sarungan in the next round of the Champions League. Still on sport, Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa has signed a 1-year contract extension and completed a season-long loan move to Premier League club Bournemouth. The Blues disclosed this in a statement today. The Spain international spent last season on loan at Real Madrid. We look forward to monitoring and supporting the Spanish international throughout his time on the South Coast. Moving on now, Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has given his opinion on the rumored swap deal between Chelsea and Manchester United involving Raheem Sterling and Jadon Sancho. Both Sancho and Sterling are deemed surplus to requirement this season at their respective clubs and are expected to find another club. Reports had emerged that Chelsea are looking to conclude a deal to sign Sancho from Manchester United. And now on table tennis, Nigerian table tennis icon Atanda Musa has reaffirmed his commitment to revitalizing the sport in Nigeria following the success of his maiden National Cadet Invitational Championship. The foreign Commonwealth champion, who sponsored the 2-day tournament in Lagos, expressed satisfaction with the quality of play by participants, promising to make the tournament an annual event on the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation calendar. Farouk Hussein of Kwara State demonstrated why he remains the top cadet boys champion in the country by winning the maiden title just 3 days after claiming the Ifunkayo title. And now to end Global TV News Express, here's a top look at our top stories again. President Tinubu has commiserated with ex-defense minister over wife's death. In business, Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has said Abuja Industrial Park will generate 40,000 jobs, boost Nigeria's economy. On the foreign scene, the United States and China have clashed over Taiwan and Russia. Finally, in sports, Chelsea have submitted official bid for Victor Osimhen. That's it on News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276 and free to air. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using a Global TV engine and the handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.